Welcome back again to Joe Stunner Boxing. Denzel Bentley is a three-time British middleweight champ, and he also collected the vacant EBU title, the proper European title, with a really grueling fight against Brad PAULS. The judges got it absolutely right. I had it 117, 110, I think, which was one of the judges had it. One had it 116, 112, something like that. But it was that sort of fight. You know, Denzel won most of the rounds against a remarkably game, tough middleweight champ who was making the first defence of the title. He won from Nathan Heaney, and it was terrific stuff because Denzel came out and was really. He dominated, I think, the first 5 rounds. He had this tremendous poise. I think it was Paul Dempsey said during the commentary that, like from the waist up, the posture with the right hand cocked reminded him a lot of Don Curry in his prime. If you remember Don Curry, if you're a bit older like I am, you'll remember what a terrific fighter he was, a brilliant fighter. But he would always have that right hand cocked, sort of was a stationary stance. And at times, Denzel did have that sort of ominous, he'd edge forward with his feet and then let his hands go. But he was definitely putting the pressure on PAULS from the off. And PAULS had to do something. And one of the commentators said, look, you need to go for it. You need to go for it. This was, if PAULS wants to win this fight, he'll have to go for it. And in the 5th round, he did. And he started to push Denzel back. And Denzel Bentley, when he's pushed back in the past, hasn't always looked that great. And suddenly, PAULS was letting his hands go and really getting back into the fight. I gave him the 5th and 6th rounds, and you were thinking he's in the ascendancy. Let's see what Denzel's got. How can he sort of, regroup, adjust, make adjustments on the fly? And to some extent, he did, because suddenly Denzel started using the jab a lot more. He was able to push Brad PAULS back. And it was nip and tuck, but I definitely, after sort of 8-9 rounds, I had Denzel with quite a wide lead. That's not to say the rounds weren't competitive, certainly the middle rounds. Well, like I say, I gave a couple to Brad PAULS, maybe 2 or 3 leading up to the 9th. But then in the 10th round, there was a tremendous change because Bentley was able to land a clean punch through the guard, which caught PAULS on the left eye. And PAULS reeled back in pain and took a knee and was blinking a lot. And he spent the rest of the fight with a swelling all around the eye. It looked like he'd been thumbed, except that they have the attached thumb on the glove. It caught him in the eye. The punch caught him in the eye anyway. And he wasn't able to sort of, it blew up a bit. He wasn't able to contain the pain fully. Must have affected him. The eye didn't shut, but I think it was more the damage. Rather than the superficial stuff around the eye, it was actually the eye itself looked a bit, it might have scratched his retina or something. I honestly don't know, but he was blinking quite profusely throughout the fight. It did affect him. He managed to get out of that 10th round, although Denzel went for the stoppage. I couldn't quite get it. PAULS, gutsy guy. PAULS came in with like a 19-1 record, 1 draw I think he's got as well. He's got 11 KOs, and he won the title by stopping Nathan Heaney in the final round of their fight. He also got a draw with Heaney, which a lot of people thought he won previously. Tyler Denny had beaten him over 10. So he's a very good, domestic level fighter. But Denzel, we've thought for a long time. He's 29 now. We've thought that he's got world-class abilities. Doesn't always show them. Of course, he lost that majority decision to Nathan Heaney when he lost the British title previously. He went the distance with Zanibek Alamhanuleh. That was for a WBO middleweight title fight out of the blue, kind of. He lost out over 12 rounds. He had that inexplicable 3-round stoppage loss to Felix Cash, which to this day, that was for the British and Commonwealth as well. That's the first time he lost the British title. Inexplicable. I don't know what happened there. He just must have had an off night. I know that when he lost to Heaney, there was some issues outside the ring. I think his newborn child was very unwell. But he's got some good wins on his record. Linus Dofia, he's beaten him. He got coming back off the back of the Nathan Heaney fight. He stopped Danny Dingham in 2 rounds. Derek Lasazi, he stopped him in 2 rounds. So he can bang a bit, can Denzel. 17 wins in 17 KOs in 21 wins, 3 defeats, 1 draw. At 29, he's as good as he's going to get. He still can look a little bit hittable, a little bit ragged when he's pushed back. But he's beyond, he's got the European title now, so he's beyond British. And Frank Warren has said, world title time now. Let's push Denzel on to the world title stage. He's fought once before against Zanibek, won some rounds, but didn't quite work out. This time it's all or nothing, I think. And as for Brad Pauls, he can come back. Maybe they'll put him in with Heaney. Maybe Denzel will let the belts go up in the air. Let the British go. He's won that 3 times, hasn't he? So maybe keep the European. He's got a couple of those trinkets as well. WBO International Middleweight title, or whatever the hell that is. So he's able to sort of get a ranking with the WBO. And yeah, I think, you know, he deserves a world title shot. He's a very, very good fighter. Let me know what you think. How far do you think Denzel can go? Because I still see flaws when he's pushed back. I still see him as being quite hittable at times. And there are moments when he switches off. But when he's on it, like the first 4 or 5 rounds of this fight, he was really looking world class. Very, very good indeed. But let me know what you think. Let me know how far you think he can go. Yeah, just tell me what you think. Leave your comments below. If you're new to the channel, you could subscribe. That would be brilliant. And please hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. You're helping the channel out a great deal. I'm looking forward to reading your comments. I always appreciate your time. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Not a bad evening's boxing from Wembley, was it? I'll catch you later. Bye for now.